This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Throw Gang, we are joined by the Gold-Tooth Governor, King of the Jungle, the Duke of Drum and Bass. He puts the EDM in Mandem. Some people want the world, but for him, the world is not enough. The Baron of Breaking, the roller hockey head honcho, the conducting Kaiser, the Don Dada of downward-facing dog. You know he supports the OMEs, from the warehouse to Westminster, the reality TV MVP, musician, actor, artist, legend, Goldie.
It's quite an intro.
How you doing, Goldie?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I know you rehearsed that a lot, didn't you?
Absolutely not.
Off the dome.
That was, yeah.
All right, there you go. That's an
Free
intro.
bars for you.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm very well, very tired. I'm at the end of a tour, so
Yeah.
it's been crazy. So I'm here to support Gary and the CP boys. But yeah, it's been crazy because obviously it's a big change from Asia. I just don't like being around humans too long.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them all.
Well, we appreciate you letting us crash your hotel room. The first thing we want to do, super easy, we want to walk through what you're wearing today with a little fit check. So you want to start with the slides?
Oh man, well,
Brand new, hand delivered today.
Yeah,
just now,
right?
Yeah, well,
Your favorite slides, I heard. You lost one.
Yeah,
at a
man.
festival.
Somewhere in the middle of a festival in Cardiff is some raver off his nut staring at a flip flop thinking, where's the other one, dude? And yeah, I mean, I'm really ghetto. So I'm wearing Costco socks, which are my favorite white socks, which I only get to wear in England because I don't wear socks in Thailand. I only wear these sliders. So I got my new ones back.
Special.
Yeah, Special. Acronym. This is Errolson's company.
Yeah, fire.
Which is, for me, probably the best.
How often do you lose stuff in the pockets, though?
Yeah, right.
That's the challenge.
No, only 18 pockets, and it's all that. I don't mind losing shit in the pockets.
Yo, maybe your slide is in one of these
Yeah,
pockets.
right. Who knows?
Maybe so.
The mystery of the
just
missing slide.
the white Costco tee, Kirkland. That's me, man. I'm just hood.
And then some Goro's jewelry.
The Goro. These
Yeah.
are Goros from Japan in Harajuku. It's a really quite a beautiful,
Incredible brand.
Goros are only, it's an honor to get one, and a couple. I've had a few now, and there's a lot of us that have them, and it's kind of a long process to get.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
a fraternity of
basically
A
yes.
tribe, if you will.
Yes.
Speaking of
So,
which,
somewhere.
the Stussy.
Oh, and then Stussy Cap, right?
well,
The boys.
that's always been me, and that was that was the 25-year celebration of Heads, which is cool. With various collabs over the last 15 years. But yeah, I'm here, man. I'm just music, painting. I'm doing a graph piece tomorrow in Bristol.
Sick.
And lest we forget, just to complete the fit check, what are the panties that we're rocking
Yeah.
today?
What's
Oh, yeah, always. 100%.
Oh, there he
Have
is.
to be Supremes.
Hell yeah.
You and this guy
You and me
too.
both, bro.
Man, that's it. They don't know how to keep the junk right. So it's all good.
Goldie, gotta ask, man. When you're getting fit, when you're getting dressed in the morning, does the fit start with the jewelry? Do you go teeth out, or is it fit first, jewelry second?
They're perms, kid.
They're
Leave it out.
perms.
I don't do all that fake in and out shit.
You're not like
Is that corny? You think girls are like corny versus perms?
Yeah, these are. I say it. That's what you.
well, you're not like slobbering and like drooling while you're eating, right?
Yeah, taking shit out of Denny's and leaving it. I don't like taking my shit out and collating food in your goals. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Got to get all the.
But
Denny's down.
man. I'm just. I'm on the. Let's be all. I'm on a serious tip on the return movement. I got a lot of jewelry. I don't really wear it as much as I used to. I'm 56. I was 56 last week.
Happy belated.
I get up at 5 a.m. I've done 4 yoga sessions this week. I had an intense evening yesterday, and then today drove up here. The jewelry is a second thought now. The name
Second
game,
nature.
Yeah.
it's the thing. Whether it's stage wear or whatever else, and because I'm in Thailand, it's like it's more chilled and relaxed. It's like leave it. I don't really need it
Right.
as much. But being here in the UK, I'm DJing and I'm out, and I like to rock my goals sometimes.
Keep it a little flashy.
But yeah, keep it
case by
low
case.
profile. Yeah, like today, I didn't bring any jewelry. I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I'm just like focused.
What's
Locked
the
in.
when you live in Thailand? When you come back to the UK, what's like the first thing you're doing? Is it like a food you want to eat? Is it like
must
yeah,
hits?
it's
hit the
Jamaican.
Costco?
Yeah, it's Jamaican. I'll go and get a good Jamaican meal.
Good curry.
A good rice and peas and chicken. Good curry goat, 100%, and then tops with a bacon and egg sandwich. That's it, really. Most of the stuff you can get in Thailand that you used to eat. But to be honest, brands are the brands. But
they got a Tesco.
Yeah, Tesco Lotus. But yeah, I'm just about the about good. I mean, to be honest, I do make a mean curry.
Oh yeah,
a mean chicken curry. I've always been able to make a mean chicken Jamaican curry.
What's the secret? Is it a secret?
There is a secret.
But you can't say.
It's actually on YouTube. It's called Cliffy's Chicken.
Oh yeah.
So for all of you listeners, if you want to laugh today, it's the skit I did. Cliffy's Chicken was about 10 years ago. It's on YouTube. It's called Cliffy's Chicken.
It's the first video ever on YouTube,
and he actually talks you through a tutorial of how to make Cliffy's Chicken. There you
Your
go.
shit slaps.
Yeah. So that's it. And my wife calls me a one-trick pony. It's the only meal I can do.
The one thing, the specialty,
really well, but no one can do better than me.
Hey man,
so it's good.
It's better to be a master of one than a jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
This man's specialized.
Yeah.
Goldie, you are a fucking legend in your own right. Are there any British style icons that inspire you when it comes to like the fashion and the dress and the fits?
100%. Nelly Hooper. Nelly Hooper always wore ridiculous kind of cross the board from Christopher Nemeth, which was an amazing British designer. Judy Blame.
Mm-hmm.
Those
R.I.P.
Those guys. Yeah, God rest his soul. And that. Nelly, especially, and what the Wild Bunch are about.
Yeah.
And I think that, obviously Stussy's early kind of inception into taking baseball wear and from streetwear into a crossover from a whole other thing. And that idea of crew was always for me about B-boys in New York, and it kind of caught for the rest of the world. But I think that England's very unique in the sense that it's a very tiny place with a high velocity of impact on fashion around the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Most brands, that's what we're here for at the crux of this conversation. Most brands, CP, for example, has a massive football following.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huge. And obviously that comes from the kind of a very bespoke thing. And it's weird how certain brands get taken. I mean, if you look at Gabici, for example, it's not even Italian.
Right.
It's not even Italian. But it was massive for young black youths, rude boys in the UK in the 80s. Sergio Cicchini, and Fila, and all these brands that have now come back around again, not as strong as the impact they had from the football terraces of old. CP has kind of taken over that kind of mantle, so to speak, within brands. And it's also kind of very high end, as it's very well tailored. And I think, young urban British kids, whether they're urban black, urban white, urban whatever,
working class,
has this real love affair with bespoke gear. Because also now that the high streets become such a main thing, like I don't want to mention any brands that are in the high street.
Yeah.
You can kind of, I had to go to New York to go and find a pair of Puma States in Fordham Road.
Right.
You could probably get him in Oxford Street and walk into a store.
Sure.
Pre-COVID. And it was kind of like the churning out.
Yeah.
So do you lose something in the fact that you make it providable for the youth?
Sure.
And I think part of culture is also, without going off track, is about the pursuit of happiness in finding something. And also the idea that is kind of over in the new world of the internet.
Right.
It's kind of like there's no secrets with it.
Yeah, it's completely been democratized.
You can get your curry chicken recipe on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
You get on YouTube. Exactly. But also, but if you know how to make it, dude, that's another thing.
Yeah, right.
So
you can find it, but can you execute it?
There you go. So I think that, but I also think that in that new world of new models, there are companies that are making less numbers within a certain amount of garments, for example, are more sought after, in the same way that Special is probably the greatest example of how you reinvent a brand within an idea of a brand, with a yesteryear feel, with a retro, what I call
from an honest place, right?
Yeah, I call it super retro. I call it super retro future, retro super future. The idea of having these things that you can reinvent and go back to and look at. But the main thing for me is you going back to answering the question fully is that British culture is such an open-ended thing that you can wear a blazer jacket with a pair of cut-off Nemeth pants with a pair of Puma States with some fire hydrant fucking buckles across,
Yeah.
which we did.
Yeah.
Sounded like cowboys walking in the 90s when we were walking around. Like, you got no laces. Me and 3D would walk around with these, mad clasps, thinking like some banditos walking in.
Desperados.
Yeah, right.
Desperados. I'm like, what the fuck? Because we were like that. And I think that ideas kind of come back around again as soon as I saw these neon lights. Like, everyone's wearing day glow again.
Yeah.
Shit, this is like Olivia Newton-John in Greece. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just come back around again.
Where do you see that, on TikTok?
Yeah, mate. I don't watch TikTok. I don't know. TikTok, what's that?
It's an app.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. I'm just kidding.
People do a lot of dances on
Yeah,
there.
but I'm not on there.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
And how does CP, because like your style's so informed by like rave culture, graffiti, hip hop, how do you kind of weave that into what you do?
Well, it's been very new to me as well, because I've seen it from afar and I had a lot of respect for the designer, and those guys, what they've done, without any previous preconceptions. It's always been that thing that the older cat, for me, being an older cat, I'm thinking about, I can cross that. I wore this black jacket with this hat, and it was kind of really cool.
Yeah,
it finishes.
You
it
look
off.
hard coming in the lobby.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is relatively new for me.
Sure.
But it's been on my radar a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's by association with people that I know. With Gary's been a very close friend for many, many years. He said, look, this might fit for you, and it does. But I think it's really cool because I think that it's been something that's been up there in the British kind of like bespoke, kind of like, working
aspirational,
class.
but still accessible.
But still cool.
Yeah.
And it's been there for a very long time.
50 years.
Well, yeah. I mean, I went and did my homework on what I do with most things that I think that I haven't grown with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, this has been around a long time and it's gone through all these turns and, passages and moves. And I think now that I think the one thing that when you look at it, it's made really well.
Oh, dude.
I've been looking
It's
at
form and function, right? It's like the crux of it.
Well,
Perfectly.
again, like Errolson, man.
Yes,
I
exactly.
think his form and function, it's like I've got a black pair of these that I DJ and they go with everything.
Mhm.
And everyone's like, what are those? 'Cause I always look at these kind of things and I'm like, nah, cotton, not going to last, not durable.
Sure.
This shit's, it's durable and it's functional.
Right.
And the one crazy thing was that in the old days when we used to put a parker up with a snorkel hat,
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't anyone think about that hood like this?
Yeah.
It's almost like car design when you think, why didn't somebody think of that shit where you got the indicator and the lights?
Right.
But that's how it is, right?
Sure.
We can think about it, in hindsight after, but I think design now is such a formidable thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even from Virgil, what Virgil's done with Louis Vuitton and what he does with Off-White is insane in having a free reign to do all these great creative ideas. And I think the CP idea, being next door to England and the idea of Italy and that whole kind of romance with Italians and football.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a thing there, right?
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
Italians, these mob and these mob.
Yeah. It's the one thing they have in common, right?
Yeah, but without going down the kind of, the old 80s football thug route, which was always that bad thing on the shoe that you couldn't lose, right?
Right.
It's a smell.
Yeah.
It's that's kind of changed now because of the way that industry has become. You take your family to the football game and the older heads.
Oh, we were there last night. We had a grand old time.
Yeah, we went to Old Trafford.
You went to Old Trafford for the game.
Yeah.
Theater of Dreams,
there you
baby.
go.
Yeah. It was incredible.
And of course, in United time.
United.
United time, Ronaldo pops it in. I mean, it's been formidable.
Goldie, I'd be absolutely remiss if I didn't ask this next question. What music do you listen to in the shower?
Great. Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
Usually Rachmaninoff or Mahler. Yeah, Mahler's Fifth. The Adagiato is one of my all-time favorite tunes.
That's how you get zenned out.
I listen to classical music pretty much 80% of the week.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that a development that happened alongside the yoga, or was that like?
It's got nothing to do with yoga.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think he's
I don't know if
just,
It's just I've always had this thing with classical music, with my pursuit of string arrangements from Timeless.
right.
Going back 25 years, and it's a Freudian thing. It was the back end of Judy Zook, Stay With Me Till Dawn. The string arrangement's incredible.
Right.
I've always been fascinated with. Maybe it's that idea of One Day Over the Rainbow, the Wizard of Oz takes you off, and it's the strings and the clouds and the bunnies come in. That's this
happy place.
It's a fucked up Freudian youth for me and my own adventure. But yeah, so in the shower, classical music, and pretty much that 90% gets flipped to pretty much Pat Metheny on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
He's been my hero for years. I learned my musical arrangement through that guy.
Goldie, I don't know if you know this. Actually, I know you know this. There's a photo of you and Pierce Brosnan, speaking of Timeless, James Bond, on the set of James Bond, The World Is Not Enough. where he's looking what looks to like just a
Yeah,
little
he's
foil in his
putting.
teeth.
Yeah.
What?
Did Pierce ever ask you to do his dentals?
No, he didn't, but he did pull that great prank that day.
Is that tin foil?
Yeah, we were doing a take, and it was Michael Apted, God rest his soul, who's no longer with us. And Michael Apted said, "Action!" And I had to run, chase Pierce down this alley, going towards the port. And he goes around the corner. Of course, when I come around the corner with my mob, he's there with this foil, and the whole set just like, God. And we just rolled. It was really, funnily enough, we rolled around with laughter. But funnily enough, I was looking for that picture today because obviously the Bond premiere was the other night.
Yeah.
And I didn't get an invite, funnily enough.
Interesting.
And I was going to
Barbara
post
Broccoli,
that picture.
you're on notice.
I mean, probably Babs probably thought I was in Thailand, but I was going to post it and put shaken but not stirred. And I saw all these guys, they're all tucked up, with their bow ties. I'm like, yeah, it's all right being at Bond, but I was in Bond, so there you go.
Yeah.
I did that.
Next Bond,
I've been there,
Goldie?
done that. Next,
The next, are we looking at the next 007?
no, not at all. I'm not at all.
Who would be your pick for the next Bond? Real quick.
Oh
off
God!
top.
I mean, there's this whole thing about I don't know.
Idris?
Idris Elba, no?
I mean, probably Idris would be a good Bond. It's a changing world, I think it'd be an amazing Bond. I actually thought he was going to make it for this time around, but obviously that didn't happen for some reason. But yeah, that would be my first pick. I don't know. I think him or either the granddad in Rick and Morty. That'd be a great Bond.
Yeah, okay.
He'd be like, "Fuck this, man! Use my fucking laser gun and fuck these niggas up." He just whatever.
Rick and Morty.
You gotta bang Babs' line and give her these darts, man. These are,
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, that's another thing from the shower to Rachmaninoff to Rick and Morty. I mean, that shit.
you contain multitudes.
Do you ever
Shit,
put
funny
Soldier
shit.
Boy's Rick and Morty and Smeeze while you're DJing?
No, not at all.
Maybe tonight.
Not at all. But I'm a big fan. Not so much of Solar Opposites, but I think it's Rick and Morty. I'm genius.
Yeah.
Just fucking genius.
Did you like
Multiverse.
Did you like the most recent season?
I've just got it.
Okay.
5. I've been off obviously been doing this tour. I haven't had time. But I think that's going to be a plane ride home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just crush them.
There was a big delay though, right? For like a, there was like a
split it in
delay.
half or
Split in half,
whatever,
yeah. Because of COVID.
Yeah, there's a long delay. So
well, finally,
it's back, baby.
We have a cool Rick and Morty fan finally.
Yeah.
We found the one. We got him.
Found
Ladies
the
and
one.
gentlemen, we got him.
There it is. Yeah.
Goldie, are we going to see you in any more movies soon?
Yeah.
You still got the acting bug?
On a serious level, I'm a very busy guy. I've just finished 6 episodes of Timeless. It's called Cine Tempore.
Yeah.
Italian, Latin, of course, the old language of Latin for without time. And it's based on mental health through the eyes of a 13-year-old mentally ill kid who his experience of growing up and coming of age in the hood. It's signed to Regency Films, a new Regency.
Oh, wow.
It's a big deal. Stephen Graham plays the main lead.
Oh shit!
I'm going to be directing
Another CP fan.
Yeah.
Stephen
another
Graham.
CP fan.
Yeah.
But a great team, an amazing team. The soundtrack's incredible. We spent the last 7 years putting that together.
You did the music, obviously.
Yeah, and me and my partner James from Subjective, we just finished the album for the new Subjective album, which is signed to Pete Tong, which comes out in March.
Hell yeah!
We finished it 2 days ago. It's been mastered.
Man's active.
Yeah. That's been 4 years. The last 2 years have been intense. We just finished that. But the screenplay is quite incredible because it's 6 hours to tell a semi-biographical story of my life with some really amazing characters and very, very, very intense.
But cathartic, I'm sure, for you,
yeah,
right?
very
like
cathartic.
the whole process.
But the cinematography is going to be incredible. I'm looking at some ADs now and some great DOPs.
Damn, this is going to be a big one, man.
And I wrote it with a guy called Dan Kadan, and Dan Kadan
Great
is the
name.
guy that wrote. Yeah, Dan Kadan, we call him. He wrote. He was involved with Guy Ritchie for 16 years.
Okay.
He was involved in Snatch and Rock and Roll on the writing side. He's been my right hand man for the last 7 years. Well, the last 6 years we started talking about it in LA, and then we spent some time. I flew out to Thailand, and he flew me out to Thailand and had an amazing time because it was always this 3.5 hour crazy P.T. Anderson mad screenplay, and of course the world changed. I had this idea 25 years ago, and then kept putting it down through all my addiction and crazy shit that I went through. it was just, I couldn't finish this opus. And then I finally got straight and, started practicing and, 11 years of yoga. And then I picked it up 7 years ago, throw the idea at Dan 6 years ago in LA. He flew back to England. And then before lockdown, I said, let's get this done. And we flew him out and got it done.
So this is a project that you put out the soundtrack to already, but you never, it's not the film that kind of
No, Sine Tempore was one of the albums that I did.
Yeah.
An album that I named, which was glancing over the idea of soundtrack.
Sure.
We then wrote it in Thailand, the entire 6 episodes. I don't think it's ever happened where you can walk into a production company and drop 6 episodes on the desk. And that's what happened.
Really? This is at Regency?
Yeah, I just went, there's 6 episodes.
Boom.
Sign the NDAs, there's 6 episodes.
Slam it down.
Do you like the idea? They went through it all and went, oh my God, this is incredible. Let's do this.
Sick.
Green light, baby.
And then we decided to, enhance, take all of their notes as you do.
Sure.
And look at 1 and 2. And we just delivered 1 and 2 this week in the enhanced version, as in, right, now we're going to go and find the broadcaster.
Can't fucking wait.
So that's that.
It's going to be a banger.
Goldie, you have worked with many legends across the entirety of your career. One stands out to us. You've worked with Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
Got to ask you, man, who has better style, Noel or Liam?
They're both just northern swats, so it doesn't really matter really. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I think they're just northern twats.
Did you see the Nebworth doc yet?
Yeah, but I mean, it's brilliant. It was brilliant. I remember being on tour. I think I was on tour with Jane's Addiction when that happened, and it was crazy because I was thinking of throwing my stuff out the pram. I'm gonna be at Nebworth off my tits. I'm like, I'm on fucking tour. But Noel's always been my man. We've been pretty close. We worked together.
Can you get him on the pod for us?
And,
can you put in a good word for the boys? We'll see how it goes, right?
Mate,
we got a couple minutes left.
You're just getting to boss level. Let's see what other
absolutely.
level.
Yeah, sure.
He's at like Obi-Wan.
I like boss level though. No one really calls us boss.
He's at Obi-Wan levels.
Yeah, he's a Jedi.
But yeah,
he's Rick. He's Rick.
To be honest, he's a genius songwriter.
Oh, do you have a favorite Oasis tune?
To be honest, I'm all over all of it. I mean, I've followed it, been there with it, the inception of it, and saw a lot of stuff. When we was hanging out in the 90s, it was all a mad haze. It was our 60s for sure. But yeah, I mean, I often send in voice memos when I'm walking through Leicester Square or some other country and someone's singing a really bad version of Wonderwall.
Yeah, right.
I go, look at this swat.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, but I've got the fucking publishing, you knobhead. Yeah. So yeah.
Cease and desist.
Yeah, that's it. So it's brilliant. So we'll constantly dig each other. And of course, he's City. They're both City and I'm United. So fuck you anyway, you ugly bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here you go.
Yeah, fuck off, City. Go back home.
So you're coming off this tour. And, you dropped Timeless in 95, right? And you're obviously like a huge part of rave culture, both then and now. What stands out to you as the biggest difference, if you could just point to one, between rave culture now and then what it was in the mid 90s?
That's like asking me what chalk and cheese is. You had to be, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like the most ridiculous fucking question ever.
I want to Pulitzer.
No, it's like, it's, you can't, look, man, if you were around the trains in New York when we were painting them,
yeah.
You can't reproduce that.
You were there or you
and we're talking
there.
about, we're talking about pre-internet. Let's just get that stopped ready for a start, man. We're talking something that's pre-internet.
Yeah.
There's a whole process of going to a rave, then finding out where the rave was. All of that. You can try to do it. Like people want to go, let's make an old school tune.
Yeah.
But I get it. And people ask this question till the cows come home. But it's so pre-internet that nothing else can exist after internet. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's
like a true line.
It's a schism. It's a schism.
Yeah,
it's a difficult thing to being there. The one thing I can say is completely blessed.
Yeah,
because technology has allowed us to time travel. I don't mean that in the slightest way. I mean we've been allowed to time travel by recordable audio, and that time of that music was so cutting edge. If you're standing in the 90s and you turn 45 degrees, you're looking at the 60s. You're looking at the Beatles, you're looking at the Stones, the beginning of Sun Ra, the beginning of all these people like Hendrix, all these people, the beginning of them. If you're standing in the 90s and looking at 2020, you're looking at this music. I can play music in 2020 that kids will go, what the fuck is this? And it's 25 years old. But it ain't the Stones and it ain't the Beatles, and it ain't. You know what I mean? Sun Ra.
Yeah.
It's this music that was so, drum and bass music was electronic. Drum and bass music was so forward thinking that it ain't this. It might be from the 90s, but why is it still fucking here? Like the uncle that ain't going away.
Right.
It's a very powerful rave culture, drum and bass culture, jungle culture. That whole British culture is probably the most impactful thing since punk.
Sure. Speaking of like time traveling, is it weird when you're on Instagram and you see like an old picture of yourself, like wearing Stussy with Bjork or something on a mood board? Like, what is that?
I get the fan thing when people send me pictures of Bjork. It's like, we're over it, man. Like, get out. I'm like fucking married. Like, chill.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
as inspiration. Or
I get it. I mean, it's crazy. I saw A$AP Rocky wearing a fucking Goldie t-shirt, and I know that Travis Scott. Travis Scott's got me as his screensaver.
Really?
And on the GQ magazine online, he's got this online. Everyone kept hitting me about, I don't know, 4 months ago.
Okay.
My phone got bombarded with all these fucking images of like people saying, tell Travis to there. And I'm like, what the fuck's this about? And it turns out that Travis Scott's got me as his screensaver, and then it turns out he did a GQ top 10 icons of fashion.
And you were in it?
And apparently I was in there. I don't know.
There you fucking
So
go.
it's just weird to you? It's like...
Yeah, it's just fucking weird. It's just weird. But yeah.
Well, look, we're in the room with the legend. We got to ask you, man, because we have a limited time both on the pod and also in England. What's the best fit for me and Lawrence to wear to the pub?
Best fit for the pub.
Yeah. When we're
you're gonna look. Let me just fucking say this now. When you two cunts walk into a pub, they're gonna think you're fucking CID undercover police for a fucking start.
Like Narcs?
So you're gonna look like fucking two pair of Narcs, mate. There is no way out of it. I don't care if you might as well walk in there fucking naked, pal. I'm telling you, because there ain't I could dress you in whatever. It's like when you used to see the old Bill turn up at the football and you're like, oh, fuck off, old Bill. I used to see him and go, tap on him and go, off duty now, yeah, go get some coffee, have a break, lads. Do you know what I mean? So
we look that bad. We stand
I'm
out
just
like
saying, man, like you look like you from fucking like where? North Carolina Cracker-Lackin'.
Yeah.
You like from fucking Yonkers. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Compliment.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Thank you for thoroughly roasting us on our own show.
No. Goldie, last advice that we need from you. It's meats and cheeks time, baby. So, a lady comes over, a nice bird. The incense is lit. The lighting is dimmed down. Me and her were both horny as fuck. What music are we playing to take it home? Seal the deal. Classical?
What would I play to take her home?
Yeah. What am I throwing on? What tune am I throwing on?
I just throw on fucking Sade. Have some stuff.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Goldie. Our
thank
time
you. I mean,
has come to an end.
Yeah.
One last thing, though. You're obviously fucking killing it. You're a legend. The thing is, Lawrence and I, we'd like to offer up some
advice,
some constructive criticism.
You go ahead.
Constructive though. Take it or leave
knock
it.
yourselves out.
Highly advise you to take it. You were in the Grills game back in Miami, back in New York. Come out of retirement and fuck up our dentals.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Perms? Should we
Fuck
get
us
some
up,
perms?
man.
Oh,
Get us
you
some
guys.
perms? Yeah.
Maybe you should get some perms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. You look
What do you think?
good.
Just like
Then we can
Just
hang in
maybe
the pub?
there's a couple here.
Yeah. Something like a
the incisor.
Yeah. Just cut in sizes. That look good.
All right.
All right.
Good. God bless you guys.
Well, one more. Hold on.
Go on.
One more thing. Are you familiar with the Weedest song "Teenage Dirtbag"?
Not at all. I'm not familiar with it at all.
It's our anthem.
Yeah. It's our theme song, and if you ever want to remix a song, I think that should be the next one.
Can you hear that buzz? Is that Santa? I heard the Santa balls. I'll see you guys later.
Goldie.
Thank you, Goldie.
Thank
Man,
you
we
for coming
appreciate
on to
the
the Daily
time.
Podcast.
God
Man.
bless you.
You're the
fucking
Peace
man,
and
dude.
big shouts to New York and Hugo and all the boys. Peace.
Absolutely.
Shout out
Jeff,
Hugo.
slap that motherfucking outro music.